Well done,
That
Norm.
was a solid rant.
That was
Morgs.
good. I loved
Yeah,
it.
it was pretty good.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
Welcome to Born to Watch, where three old mates, an ex-video shop owner, an industry insider, and a black belt in 80s kung fu movies put their mastery to the test on movies that changed the world.
Hey there, fellow watchers. It's that time of the week again. It's Born to Watch. And we are live from the Panic Room, and it is a big one tonight. We have got a special guest in the studio with us, but we'll get to him because first I have to introduce my co-host. Yeah, how are you, mate?
Great. Good to be back. Looking forward to it. Got the special guest in here. Guess who's back?
Yeah.
Back again.
We can't keep him away. We love him.
No.
But we'll,
It's going to be a good cracker of an episode, I reckon.
yeah, and we've got the man on the land, our very own Verbal Kent. Dan, how are you, mate?
Yeah, big week on the land. Kids are off school up here in Queensland. A bit new to me, them being around the house so early. So I've had to take some time off from the farm to go and explore a bit of the region. So, put the tools down on the poultry farm and jumped in the work ute and actually headed over to Noosa North Shore out on the beach and round to Double Island Point. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know if anyone knows the region, but you can see Fraser Island from over there. Just stunning. And literally, only 5 or 10 minutes from my ranch. So, yeah, it's a pretty sick part of the joint. Sydney can get fucked.
Okay, well done. Yeah, excellent. Noosa's beautiful. We can't wait to get up there and share it with you in a couple of weeks' time. Now, with us for our Christmas special party is our very own Strawberry Blonde, Damo from Vicky Point. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. All you had to do was you said the magic words and I couldn't resist. And you remember what those words were?
Are you free?
No, liquid soap. That's for the showers afterwards.
That's right.
He hit me up, liquid soap. I was like, I'm in. But for those out there, you may remember me from episode 24 where we discussed the Indonesian action flick, The Raid. So I'm now feeling a bit like Troy McClure. Hey, I'm Troy McClure. You kids may remember me from such educational films as Lead Paint.
Yes.
Delicious, but deadly.
You progressed from Poochie
to Nudge to now Troy McClure.
Well, mate, you've gone backwards because last time you were in here, we were a duo.
You're right. Yeah. I know. And now I'm sort of...
Now you're just one of a quartet.
Yeah.
You're a Skokie, Illinois barbershop quartet.
You are.
Well, look, out of all the Christmas movies we could have chosen for our first Christmas together, it was actually unanimous, and Love Actually it was, which is an interesting choice considering one of our members' stance on female-centric films. But here we are anyway. Mate, released in 2003, Love Actually has become most people's quintessential Christmas movie. But I didn't see this one when it was released at the movies or afterwards. Do we remember when we first saw Love Actually? Damo, we'll start with you.
It must have been TV because I watched it yesterday or the day before on
Plex.
Plex, which was like an R-rated version.
Yes.
And I never knew all these scenes that were obviously cut out from what I'd seen. So I'd only seen it on TV.
Yeah, well, the whole Martin Freeman story is cut out for TV.
And I think some
Which
of that
is a
Laura
shame.
Linney stuff maybe as well.
Yeah, well, Laura Linney, the thinking man's sex symbol.
Yes.
What about you, Gow?
I don't know.
Okay, excellent.
You're waiting for that one?
Absolutely.
I'm not sure. I think maybe the first time I caught it was at your house. You were in there. I think you turned off Cooley High Harmony, and then we're getting straight into Love Actually before Christmas.
Absolutely.
Could have
There's
been.
no doubt.
But
Maybe.
No.
It would have been a bit weird if it was like, oh yeah, Gow and I went and watched it at the movies together.
Yeah.
A rom-com.
Well, it's funny that we've chosen this is a rom-com, and we're doing our first rom-com.
Yeah.
And Morgs was in on this. It was a unanimous vote. Morgs, you remember when you first saw Love Actually?
I remember I've had a bit of a bone to pick with you fuckwits for the last couple of weeks. So every time there's a film that we review after about 1991, you clowns carry on about how much the music has died after that time. And I sit here and I smugly think to myself, Jesus, they're fucking idiots. But I don't say anything because I like that you guys would prefer that after Bon Jovi 1989, that you would have liked all music to stop and those 12 notes never to be used in a different way ever again. But I actually think very fondly of some of the early noughties because as a former musician myself and alternative music impresario, I'd like to say that 2003 had some shit hot music. And I guess Scow sometimes looks at the American Top 40, Casey Kasem's jam, and of course the songs on that are going to be shit. But when you're a little bit cooler like me and your tastes were a little bit more alternative like me, then it's better, I think, to look at what Triple J was doing back in the day. Not that I was probably a bit cool for Triple J too, but I think it's probably a better barometer of what was good in that time. So I've gone ahead and I've looked at just some of the tracks that stood out for me from that year. So whilst Apple absolutely fucked this number one track by blaring it on repeat on an Apple ad for many years, but Jet, Are You Gonna Be My Girl was number one in 2003. So yeah, okay, it probably was a great track until Apple screwed it. But we've got tracks like Seven Nation Army, The White Stripes.
Yep.
The Nosebleed section and Dumb Enough from Hilltop Hoods. Who knew that Aussie hip-hop was going to be as massive as it was? Not me. But it is Mahusi these days. The Dandy Warhols, who used to tour Australia.
Great band. I love them.
Months or so. We used to be friends.
They were here a month ago.
Exactly. They were playing with Sum 41 here at they asked me to get up and play with them, but I was busy up here in the land. The Friends Will Rom, seminal Aussie punk.
I love Friends Will Rom. Friends Will Rom are
yes, great. Russell Crowe's band, the song came out in 2003.
40-odd foot of grunts.
Foot of grunt.
Well, it was their homage to Russell Crowe's band being a piece of shit.
Yeah, but I'm more of a Craig McLachlan check one too.
Oh, hey, Mona. Ooh,
yeah.
See, Damo, that's what we would normally get when we're discussing music here. But no, we're a bit cooler this week. So one of my absolute favourites, though, was, do you guys remember Electric Six?
I love them. They're coming to, they're in Queensland in December. Oh, no, March next year.
We need to go,
Gay Bar
Damo.
And Dance Commander.
Danger, High Voltage.
Oh, mate, I'm serious. I'd love to go and see them.
They are Gay Bar is what I mean. It's just an absolute snapshot of 2003. What a great song!
Electric punk. Yeah.
Ben Harper with My Own 10 Hands. I have a great Ben Harper story, which I'll tell you off air. That involves me at Blues Fest, a little bit lit up, running into Ben Harper. And then I guess another real barometer of music in 2003 is The Big Day Out. So I think we all actually went to The Big Day Out in 2003, if you remember. Headlined by the Foo Fighters. Massive. We didn't see a lot of that set, though, because we had other bands to see. But Jane's Addiction, Underworld, Kraftwerk, Queens of the Stone Age, Wilco, Jebediah. Music was massive back then. I would like you to argue that point. Go.
Mate, he asked you when you saw the movie.
I said I had a fucking bone to pick with you, and I just had to pick my moment because you know how he cuts me off when I do all of the segue chatter now. So I've got to get in quick.
Let's just take a trip down the road, and we'll get to your point in a sec, Dan, because I have a feeling that you got some feedback from me this week from a listener. Oh, you might have taken something a little bit to heart, right? And I think you're putting in a big show early on in the podcast here, right? Now, Morgs wants to hear feedback, so this is what we've got this week, and this is from a very great fan. And I'm going to start from the start of the message that was sent to me. Verbatim. Fuck you, Morgs. I'm devastated. Giving me up for Farmer Wants a Wife. So we can already tell who this is.
I'm thinking
I already pitched
Perps.
Channel 9. I pitched Channel 9 this week, so I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay, so then the next message from Perps is, and how loud was Stan Bush's song? I had to turn down my headphones. I nearly wet myself. Right? So she's right all over it. So then my reply to that was, Morg sucks on so many levels. Then the next comment, which I think Morgs has taken a little bit to heart, which is actually to the benefit of the podcast in the long run. It's actually really funny to hear the difference in his personality when he's not in the spotlight, waffling, not really listening to anyone and then boom, film school for F-wits. He's loud, chatty, and full of vim and vigor. I think he's taken that to heart and he's leading with his nose, which is a huge lead for him, right?
Holy crap.
So, Morgs, and now we get to your point. Ultimately, the music did die around the early noughts, and there are odd pieces of brilliance, and some of those are brilliant. What I love more is the passion that you're showing. Keep bringing it, Dan.
Yep.
So
I think, harsh but fair on the criticism front. I really didn't give it much of a thought. I still only listen to my bits when I review the podcast. But yeah, let's have a great podcast. What movie were we doing again? I've forgotten.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Thank
hey,
you.
Morgs, you left off Lincoln Park, mate. Numb, Faint. That's all 2003.
Yeah.
That is really good stuff. Yes.
I thought that New Metal had died by 2003. That's
Evanescence. Bring me to life.
How do you see through my eyes?
Like open doors.
what about New
Leading you down into the
Save me!
It's a bloody good song.
Sorry, perps. Turn the headphones down again.
So Morgs, when did you see the movie?
Oh, Jeff. As if I fucking have a clue.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, I didn't see this at the movies, which is, obvious because it's not really a movie for me. And I actually didn't see it for quite a few years after. And I'm actually thinking that it's probably not around till around I started in the video shop that I probably saw Love Actually because it was super popular. And I thought, well, I better watch something. And then it has definitely become a Christmas staple in our house. It's not the Christmas Eve movie. That is Elf. Will Ferrell's Elf is our Christmas go-to on Christmas Eve, which we shall do again this week.
Great.
And so we'll hit overs and unders. So this movie came out in 2003.
20
I
years
thought
old.
we established that.
Yeah, I know that. So it's 20 years old.
We got there.
Thank you, Dan. I'm going to hit overs and unders of 20 because it is a Christmas staple.
Jesus.
And Damo, I know you're going to say something like 3, and one of them was yesterday. So we'll go with you.
Well, you're wrong. 4. And one of them was yesterday.
Okay, good. And Gow?
I'd be 10 to 15, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I watch it most years, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Dan?
Yeah, you mentioned Elf for you for New Christmas Eve. This is a Christmas Eve staple at the Morgan household.
Yeah.
And always seem to get the one with Martin Freeman doing the fake stonking. So I don't know where I'm receiving my content, but yeah, that's the one I always seem to see.
Yep.
Yeah, there was definitely a US cut for TV that cut out the whole thread of Martin Freeman. He's actually not in the movie.
Because I remember watching it the first time thinking, that's outrageous. That's the funniest, most awkward
What about
thing
that?
I've ever seen.
Look, okay.
When he's having to massage her.
What about
massage
the?
her boobs.
What about the? No.
Yeah.
Or
What
my
about?
hands?
What about when he's? What about when she's sitting on his chest?
Yeah.
Like he's in there just having a
Talking
conversation.
about the gridlock.
Oh my god!
Oh, what about that traffic? Yeah.
What is he, the fake blowjob? He's like, so I'm just wondering after work if you think about it, you wanted to, maybe if you like, we could possibly go out.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, let's go to the trailer. Here it is.
Throughout the years, working title films and writer Richard Curtis have captured the euphoria, hysteria, and humiliation of love. With the films 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, and Bridget Jones's Diary. This holiday season, join this unforgettable filmmaking team.
Welcome, Prime Minister. This is Natalie.
Hello, David. I mean, sir.
20 years ago, you'd have been just his type.
As they explore that time of year when desires are revealed.
I'm in love.
You're a bit young to be in love.
No.
Oh, okay. Secrets are exposed.
Your secretary is very pretty.
That's true.
Be careful, though.
And chances are finally taken.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Universal Pictures invites you
What's the best sex you've ever had?
Britney Spears. No, only kidding. She was rubbish.
to take everything you know about love.
You have this kind of problem? Yeah, of course you did, you saucy minx.
And multiply it by 8.
Would you excuse me for 1 second? Okay, that's done.
Hugh Grant, Liam Neeson, Colin Firth, Laura Linney, Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman, Rowan Atkinson, Keira Knightley.
Christmas is a time to be with the people you love.
Yeah, I need a car.
This holiday season,
Does Natalie live here?
all you need
Oh,
Hello.
Is love actually?
Are you seeing carols?
I suppose I could.
Please, sir, please.
Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even.
Another great trailer, I hope, for Love Actually.
How long was that one?
About 2.5 minutes. Yeah. Usually about how long it takes. So, Gow.
Including the shower.
Exactly. The liquids, including the use of liquid soap. So, Gow, why don't you tell us about the movie?
All right, here we go. The tagline, it's all about love, actually. Get ready for fun with the feel-good movie of the year. Love Actually is the ultimate romantic comedy from the makers of Bridget Jones' Diary and Notting Hill. Funny, irresistible, and heartwarming, an all-star cast will take you on a breathtaking tour of love's delightful twists and turns. Fall under the spell of Love Actually and share the laughs and charm again and again.
Okay. Is it a feel-good movie?
I don't think so. There's a feel-good movie, but there's definitely some harsh parts to it as well.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I can class it a feel-good movie, but it's a funny movie. It's super awkward.
Yeah, super awkward.
And it's quite sad in some bits, but I don't know if I'm going to go with feel-good. What do you reckon, Morgs? Feel-good or not feel-good?
It's interesting, a question that you posit, and it's one that I'll pick up in Film School for FWITS this week. So it's actually a bit of a divisive film. So I think that many people view it probably from the angle that Gow suggests, that there are a couple of storylines in there that, when again reviewed, we look at everything in a time machine, and it's hard to not put a 2022 lens over everything. But yeah, it's certainly a lot of people that think it's a big steaming pile of shit. So I think that as far as divisive films go, it's worth looking at a few other films. So I picked my 7 most divisive films of the past 20 years to put up against this one, just to see if there really are some stanky bits that probably don't hold up in this day or didn't hold up in 2003. So my personal opinion, though, is that it skews enough into the feel-good territory that's how you would describe it.
Okay, we can talk about the ratings that probably explain a little bit of what Dan's talking about in terms of the film being a little divisive. IMDb has this at 7.6 out of 10. Now, Rotten Tomatoes, we're moving out of the certified fresh zone that we've been in for some weeks. 64% on the tomato meter and 72% audience score. So critics weren't a huge fan, 64%, and the audience only a little bit more at 72%. So you're right, it is a bit divisive. I don't see it. I think it's a fine movie. It's a watchable movie.
Has it become one of those movies that's been better over time? You know,
I think
people have grown fonder with it the more they watch it.
Well, I think
it's become a Christmas staple, like Morg said. Everyone watches it at Christmas.
I think that's it. I think that it's become that Christmas staple, and it's because most Christmas movies are pretty naff when you think about it. So it's good to have one which is a little edgy, and I guess that's what sort of pushes the boundaries.
I don't know about you guys, but on the revisit this week, I found that there were some storylines I just wasn't interested in at all, and I just wanted to cut.
Yeah,
and some that I thought, I really enjoy this part. So that was probably, again, looking at it with a critical lens, the first time I've thought that it could whilst there were some that didn't even make it off the cutting room floor, some of the storylines, which we'll talk about later, but there were a few that I would axe after this particular viewing.
Well, there was 9 storylines in this.
Yeah, we're going to get. I posed that in a question time about the storyline, so we'll get to that.
All right.
So, Gow, why don't you tell us about the cast of Love Actually?
Well, all-star cast in here and a big cast.
Mm-hmm.
Big, lot of players in this movie. We start with Hugh Grant. Hugh John Mungo Grant.
Is his middle name Mungo?
John Mungo Grant.
Get out of it.
Seriously.
Born in 1960 in Hammersmith, London. Early success with 4 Weddings and a Funeral in 94.
It's a great movie.
Great movie. Won him a Golden Globe and a BAFTA for Best Actor. And interestingly enough, he's the only guy that's been nominated or won both Golden Globe and a BAFTA and not been nominated for an Academy Award.
Right.
So, but anyway, Sense and Sensibility 95, Notting Hill 99, and Bridget Jones' Diary is Daniel Cleaver, which is a great role for him. I quite like him in that role.
Yep.
And Love Actually 2003.
Yeah, I remember seeing 9 Months in the cinema with Megan and walking out, and we must have been young. We were young, like 19 or 20, we must have been. And I walked out, I was like, All right, I'm ready. Let's have a baby.
Oh, right.
Yeah, let's do it.
He's inspired you.
He inspired me.
Really?
Yeah. Took 10 years. Took 10 years to get around to it, but that's probably took Megan 10 years to say yes.
I reckon it took him about 10, 15 years or over for this movie to get his hair right. Because up until this stage,
shit hair.
His hair was just
He suffers from the cow lick. Yeah, it was. I definitely suffered from it early in my hair career as well.
Yes,
it's tough for our semi rat rooters with big thick hair. It is a affliction that we struggle with.
Well, it was bloody good in this movie. It's good hair. I liked his hair.
Yeah, his hair was good.
That's really good hair.
Good hair in this movie.
Good hair.
And he
gives good hair.
He does give good hair.
No. Yeah, well, ask Divine Brown.
Ask Divine Brown. Yeah.
But he
nice.
He plays that sort of character, the stuttering, stammering.
Mate, he's
sort
the
of,
same character in every movie.
Yeah, he's in a lot of his
He's Hugh Grant.
character,
He's Hugh Grant.
but he does that so well, and that's what's done him. Notting Hill, all those movies about a boy. Was he in Mickey Blue Eyes as well?
Yeah, he was in Mickey Blue Eyes. So, but it's that any of those things are not the thing that he is most known for.
Yeah. No, they're not.
We're still talking 1995 Sunset Boulevard.
Well, we can talk about that, Divine, but not that even. Like let's be honest here. Like he was a long-time partner of Liz Hurley.
Oh,
he was
prior to Divine Brown.
Before Warney.
Yeah,
yes.
No Warney.
Rest in peace, the great man.
Hail the king. Hail the king.
But look, he was originally cast as Gilderoy Lockhart in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets in 2002. But
okay, that ends up being
Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was forced to withdraw because of scheduling conflicts. So, but yeah, became a father for the first time at 51 years old.
Oh, wacko.
Yeah. That's full on, isn't it? In 2011.
Stuff that. Mate, is he 62 or whatever now?
61, 62, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
We think he's been around a long time.
He's been around 94, I guess. Yeah.
Do you know what ages us and life and everything is looking at the cast from the original Office, the Ricky Gervais Office. They're old, man. They're all old.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ricky Gervais is old as balls. He's 60.
Yeah, but not even Ricky. Like, Ricky's a bit ageless. He
looks the same, yeah.
Martin Freeman's similar, but everyone else in that cast, especially the female lead, whose name escapes me, but Dawn. She's old. She's not meant to be old. She's never meant to be old. And
woke up at the crack of dawn. One of the great lines. So The Office is. We need to do another podcast where we do The Office.
Yeah,
every episode.
Oh, we could. Yeah, so easily.
So
pass me the guitar.
That's the best episode of all time.
That is the best ever. That is the best song ever.
The best.
Pretty
That's the best
on
episode
of
of
a
all time.
Cadillac. Yeah.
It's just the greatest scene.
Oh my God.
And Gareth.
She's dead. She's not dead.
She's not dead.
All right.
Gareth.
Colin Firth. A lot of stage acting early on. Then in The English Patient, 96. Shakespeare in Love as Lord Wessex, 98. Bridget Jones' Diary, Mark Darcy.
Yeah.
Probably
Mr. Darcy.
really well known for that. But yeah, Love Actually, Mamma Mia, The King's Speech in 2010, where he won Best Actor, Academy Award and a BAFTA for that role. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. And in the Kingsman movies lately.
He's good in the Kingsman.
Yeah.
Really good against
Yeah,
type.
watchable. Very watchable.
Yeah, the first one's excellent. The second one, not so good, not as good, but the first one is excellent.
Yeah. But it was in 1917 in 2019.
What a great
Yes.
Yeah, good movie.
Amazing film.
Oh, that's
General
from the
Aaron
one
World War I.
shot.
Yeah, the one.
It's a one-er, but it's the way it wasn't actually a one-er, but
It wasn't.
I didn't like
they've
it.
cut it like that. Yeah.
mate, it was amazing.
It wasn't. Oh no, but it looked like. I just did not get into that at all.
Really?
No,
Really? Damn it.
didn't like it.
You won't be
Yeah.
back.
It was very different to what I thought it was going to be. But.
It's just Gallipoli. It's just Gallipoli, essentially.
All right, Liam Neeson. Early
Big
role
Liam.
in one of your favourites, Whitey, Excalibur.
Love
As
Excalibur.
Gawain in
Gawain, yeah.
81. Was in the Deadpool. The Deadpool was in
Dirty Harry
1988.
Deadpool.
God.
Peter Swan.
He plays the director.
Yeah.
He's a wanker. He's a real wanker.
Remember the Deadpool was the latest, like the last one of those, and it was so far after the originals.
Yeah, big
And that
time.
was
Yes.
88.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I think that Sudden Impact or whatever one, the last one was like
Magnum
81.
Force.
Yeah,
or-
yeah.
Magnum Force is amazing.
Go on.
That's-
Yeah.
We're looking at doing Dirty Harry very soon.
Yes. Next of kin, 89.
Swayze.
With Swayze.
Yeah, the Swayze.
And then
Smart.
Oscar Schindler in Schindler's List, 93.
What an amazing
That
film.
was
Yeah.
awesome.
What an amazing film.
Rob Roy, 95. Star Wars, The Phantom Menace. Obviously 99. Then Love Actually, Taken, fantastic
Brilliant.
role in Taken.
Yep.
Love it.
Mate,
Great movie.
Taken blew me away. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
I don't know what
If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you.
He
I
knows
will
it.
find you, and I will kill you.
Yeah, it's very good, mate. It is
Certain set of skills.
a particular set of skills.
Just know Morgs has been practicing. that.
He's got it in front. He's got it open in front of him on the screen, as I do here as mine as well. Skills over quota.
Why the fuck would you let everyone look behind the curtains like that? They don't care. They're driving to work right now going, fuck, that Morgan is funny. And then, oh, God, he knows everything too.
Yeah.
He does know, but
Well,
you do
now
we
they
know,
know
know everything.
Now they know you can read.
They're showing the sausage, Morgs. They're showing the inside of the
That's
sausage.
it. You don't want to see my sausage.
No, you don't. You need bifocals.
And in Run All Night as Jimmy Conlon, 2015. Good movie. Have you seen
Run
All
on,
Night?
yeah, it is good.
movie.
He went on after Taken. He did 25 Takens.
Oh, yeah, I
because
know.
unfortunately his wife passed.
Yep.
And he really dove into his work, and he just did 25 Takens, and some of them are great. Non-stop's great too. On
Yeah,
the
Non-Stop, good movie. Yeah,
there's some.
yeah.
does
He
some-
kind of typecast for a while. there.
definitely.
But he was considered for being Bond, James Bond, in
Okay.
Goldeneye.
Yeah.
In '95, but which ended up going to Pierce Brosnan. Was considered for Van Helsing, the role of Van Helsing in Bram Stoker's Dracula. But he was turned down after Anthony Hopkins wanted it. So
Yeah. Well, you're going to take Sir Anthony, aren't you?
yeah, he kind of got brushed. And he was Oliver Stone's first choice for the role of King Philip in Alexander in 2004, but that ended up going to Val Kilmer.
Rubbish movie.
Yeah, he lost out to Val. Haven't seen it.
Rubbish.
Is that Colin Farrell? I didn't
Colin
see that.
Farrell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Angelina Jolie. It's rubbish. Long, and just terrible.
Fair enough. All right, Emma Thompson up next. She was in Howard's End in '92. Early in her career, got a Best Actress award for that too. Then into Much Ado About Nothing, In the Name of the Father in '93 with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yep.
And
DDL.
yeah, and what's his name? We talked about the other week.
Pete Postlethwaite.
Pete Postlethwaite. That's right. Sense and Sensibility as well in '95, and she won the BAFTA for Best Actress there. Love Actually in 2003, where she gets smashed up by poor old Alan Rickman.
Yeah, Rickers.
Yeah. And then the Harry Potter movies is Sybil Trelawney.
She's a very good actress.
She's great.
Very good actress.
She was actually going to be cast she was prepared to play the role of God in Dogma, Kevin Smith's Dogma in '95, which went to
Alanis Morissette.
Yeah. But couldn't because she was pregnant.
Oh.
Yeah, so had to pull out of that
An
one.
older virgin of me, is he perverted like me? Will he go down on you in a theater? Does he speak eloquently? And will he have your
baby?
I'm sure
You
she'll
know,
make
I'd make a really
excellent.
excellent mother.
Okay.
Because the choice that you made of the able to pay the bananas are red and white.
You
know.
And
every time you scratch my nails down someone else's back, I hope you feel it.
Feel it.
Can you feel it?
Okay.
Right,
Because
move on.
I'm here to remind you.
Right, move on. Move on.
All right. She was initially cast as the lead role in Basic Instinct, but refused to go on it. Sharon Stone obviously took that role.
yeah,
But
wow.
here's her comments after Sharon Stone's appearance. As far as I can see from Sharon Stone's love scene in Basic Instinct,
Love scene, yeah.
they molded her body out of tough plasticine. She was shagging Michael Douglas like a donkey and not an inch moved. If that had been me, there would have been things flying around hitting me in the eye.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, but yeah, is the only person who've won an Academy Award for both acting and writing. She did that for Howard's End in '92.
She's excellent in this
Yeah.
movie. She's actually
is
the
good.
emotional core of this whole
Yeah.
film.
The
She's
mum.
great.
Yeah.
She's great.
Rewatching that
Brutal.
this week, and you just when she goes to the bedroom on her own,
Yep.
and
No,
you're like,
I think almost the best scene is when they come back after the party, and she goes, "Oh, Mia's very attractive," and he goes, "Oh, is she?" And
Yeah.
he goes, be
Yeah,
careful
I know.
there.
be careful there.
Be
yeah.
careful there. And he's just like, fuck.
Yeah.
But when she realizes that the necklace isn't hers,
Brutal.
that's
So
right.
brutal.
That British stoicism, though, that is
Yep.
it's
Yes.
just such a mainstay of their culture, and it's just so she's brilliant. Brilliant.
Just
Well, I don't know
shake
if-
it off. Come back to the kids.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone has got this and listen to this, but the backstory is that it wasn't just a inappropriate sort of dalliance. It was a full-blown sexual affair that he went back to them, and things were never the same, but it wasn't just what we saw. There was a whole
I can prove it.
relationship. You can prove it?
Yep.
Right, you got the DNA?
Yep.
Okay.
No, I
Love
can.
it. Okay, good.
I'll explain
Excellent.
later.
Of that.
Okay, we'll wait for that. All right, Keira Knightley. In the bill, early on in the bill. Now, she's only 18 in this movie, so
Yeah.
she was
You know,
in the bill
she's
93.
17.
She's 5 years older than the kid.
Then Thomas Brodie-Sangster.
And the kid looks 5.
The kid does not look 13.
No.
In that movie. He's playing, I don't know if she's playing 13 or is he year 6? Yeah.
He's
so
playing
something
year
like that.
10. He's playing a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Playing 10-year-old.
He looks 10. But yeah, the Phantom Menace in 99.
Yeah, she plays Padme. She plays the guard to Natalie Portman.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, apparently.
Classically beautiful, Keira Knightley. But she has
Unbelievable.
this just permanent pout. And she's got this Keira Knightley pout, which is so quintessentially hers.
She seems to have those English teeth where she could eat a Snickers through a tennis racket as well.
It's like a real big bottom jaw.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
a
she
little
does. She's got it
overbody.
pronounced. She's got it pronounced. Wouldn't knock it back, though.
That's
Geez,
some
we're
real
nitpicking.
nitpicking there.
Jeez,
There's
we're
really nitpicking,
fucking
boys.
picky.
Yeah.
Compared to us.
Wow. Tom Cruise. Just thanks, Brad Pitt.
Anyway, bend it like
careful.
Beckham.
I'll get my dick sucked if I'm Brad Pitt on this podcast.
Oh, I'm heading north. Be careful. I'm heading north. Best put those cowboy hats away, Dan.
Bend It Like Beckham, 2002.
Yeah, that's
Pirates of the Caribbean, 2003. And then Love Actually, 2003. Pride and Prejudice, 2005. And then obviously the spin-offs of Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, At World's End as well. So
Atonement. She's done a heap of stuff. Hadn't been in much lately, though.
no, not lately.
She's been a bit quiet.
I
I'll tell you what she needs.
Bend It Like Beckham was a great
It's not
movie. I
bad.
enjoyed that.
It's a big
Really
movie.
good.
I'll tell you what she needs is a fucking feed.
Yeah, a couple
Oh,
of
yeah.
There's
years.
nothing of her.
Yeah.
There is nothing of her.
But 20 years old, she was the 5th youngest person in Oscar history nominated for Best Actress in Pride and Prejudice.
Wow.
Yep.
But and was considered for the role in Captain America of Peggy Carter, but that went to Hayley Atwell.
Yeah, okay. She's good in
Yeah.
it, Hayley Atwell, must say.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Andrew Lincoln.
Rick Grimes.
Rick Grimes.
Ricky
That's
Grimes.
all he is. Carried that show for 10 years. How many years in it?
Yeah.
I loved Rick Grimes. If you haven't seen The Walking Dead, especially probably not the last 5 series.
The first 3 or
But
4 years are good.
the
I reckon
first
until
ones.
Negan comes in.
Yeah,
It
Negan.
goes off the rails with Negan. I
The
think.
start of Negan was good.
Yeah.
That was one of those brutal scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The first, the end of the season when he was in it,
Yeah.
and then after that,
It jumps the shark.
jumps
a
the
bit.
shark when he turns to be a good guy.
Yeah.
But started his career as Eggy Cook in This Life. It's a British series. Did a few TV movies and then was cast in Love Actually as Mark in Afterlife, in a show called Afterlife in the UK after that, and then The Walking Dead, obviously 120 episodes there. So
Yeah. He's good in that.
yeah, he's unreal.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
I
Loved him
did
in
a
that.
double take. I did because I knew it was him, but when he came on again this time, I was like, "Fuck, that's Rick Grimes."
Hard to find it with it because I'm so used to hearing the American accent, which
Yeah.
isn't his, right? And
Yeah.
then hearing the British accent. So, but yeah, he's married to a girl called Gail Anderson, who her dad is Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull.
Really?
So
I
that's
love that band.
Was she his best mate's wife, and he just creepy stalked her?
he might have.
Yeah.
I think he
We'll
turned
get
up
to
with a
that.
whole heap of cards.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, didn't say anything. Anyway, but yeah, he's actually said he stated in interviews that his character Mark is creepy and inappropriate, and
Yeah,
that
no
he
shit,
wanted to
Yeah.
rewrite some of the
No
scenes.
shit.
Yeah, I think in hindsight he's like, ugh.
Yeah.
He could have been in the Creepy Stalker song we did a couple of weeks ago.
He could have been.
Alan Rickman. We talked about Alan Rickman before.
Can I just go ding, ding, ding?
Please.
Alan Rickman, are you still doing 1 Degree of Quickly Down Under? Is that one of your categories?
Yes,
Absolutely.
It can be
Okay,
for
well,
you.
that's it.
There we go.
That's it right there.
There we go. 1
So-
degree quickly.
Yeah, it's one of
Like
the main ones we're doing here.
It's the main segment.
Yeah. You're still doing it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Good.
Definitely.
Okay.
Every time you're on.
Sorry, Damo, I was muted then, but I was laughing my head off. So well played.
But tons of English theatre shows.
Oh, we can't send enough platitudes the great man's way. R.I.P. Absolute legend. Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber.
Severus Snape.
Yeah.
The bloody Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yep.
Just some of the greatest.
What a
Better
bloody
John.
legend.
Yeah, just an absolute legend. Absolute legend.
We've been through all of his before, so I won't go through.
And
too
he's
much.
such a miserable twat in this movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's just so bad, isn't it?
He's so
when you think
miserable.
back to Hans Gruber,
My
and you just
God.
watch him in
He's
this.
so understated.
Well, that's every Christmas movie he's in. He's a little bit against the Christmas spirit. Like in this one, and then in arguably the two biggest Christmas movies, this and Die Hard.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Prince of Thieves, he cancelled Christmas.
Well, there you go.
So he's really not
the
into the
Grinch.
Christmas spirit.
He's a Grinch.
In all his movies.
He's a Grinch.
Did he decree lick your notcher in Prince of Thieves?
Prima nocta. That's in Braveheart. Yes. I think there was lictor. I think there was some lictor involved in it.
Prima nocta. Lick your notcher. That's up there. That's up there. That Dan, I got to say.
Oh, that's great.
That's right up there with the Kay Cotty story.
Lick the notcher.
Ground to the nub. The Kay Cotty story.
The gal has lost the plot.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Oh dear. All right, Bill Nye.
Love Bill Nye.
Bill Nye is awesome in this movie.
Yep.
He's so good. That character is so good. Been in tons of things. The Phantom of the Opera movie, Martin Barton, 89, with Robert Englund. He was in the Underworld franchise. Love actually he's the only one that won an award in this movie as the best supporting actor BAFTA.
So, can I just jump in? So, Bill Nye.
Yeah.
So this film comes out only a couple of years after we left the UK, after living there for the best part of 3 years. A couple of best mates traveling the world. But we
just hanging out together.
Did you guys go on travel?
Yeah, damn it.
we've
Probably
travelled a
haven't.
fair bit.
Gal and I, we did a bit of travelling together back in the day.
Okay.
We a couple of young blokes wanted to explore.
I'm looking at
the world
Whitey. His eyes are closed.
Get around. No, but I was getting to a point. No, but one of the bit parts of the UK is that Ant and Dec. They seem to be bloody everywhere. They're the Sonia Kruger of UK television. They're on bloody everything. But
UK's Got Talent. They do UK's Got Talent. Yeah,
or
they've
UK.
got to be getting on.
What was the other one?
Britain's Got Talent,
The singing one where we had James Matheson
Osher and James Matheson.
Yeah, that sort of
Andy
bloke.
G.
Yeah,
UK Idol.
It's Britain's Got Talent.
But anyway, if anyone held a gun at my head and said, "Tell me which one's Ant and which one's Dec," I wouldn't fucking know to this day. So when Billy Nye drops in, thanks Ant or Dec.
Yes, that's right.
That was one of my quotes, Morgs. One of the only ones I had. It is so funny.
It is.
It is the best. That whole scene is so good. He drops some bangers in that.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, right, kids. Yes. Okay. Don't buy
drugs.
That's the quote I've got. That's the
Mate,
quote.
I had 3 quotes and all of them were Bill Nye.
Yes.
Well, I got to say that I distinctly remember when I'm pretty sure it was the three of us. We were introduced to Bill Nye, which was we went to see Still Crazy at the cinema. Well, it might have been at a Dendy. Went to see Still Crazy where he plays the rock star. It's the band.
Right.
And Jimmy Nail's in it. One of the
I don't want nobody else.
Ain't no brain that's
She's lying.
Ain't no doubt it's plain to see.
She's lying.
Like you's
She's
no
lying.
good for me.
You're opening another door.
I'm just
He's the
fooling
second
asshole.
best known bass
Asshole.
player from that period after me.
He had one heck of a nose.
The greatest nose.
Who was he married to?
Jimmy Nail?
Yeah, wasn't he married to someone famous?
I don't know.
All right, anyway, might
move on.
Move on. All right, anyway, yeah, look, he's in Valkyrie, Harry Potter, as Minister Rufus Scrimgeour. That's the best. Easy for you to say.
Well done,
Something.
The best exotic marigold hotel.
That was just Rufus.
Scrimgeour. I'm going to go with
Grimjaw.
Wrath of the Scrimgeour.
Yeah, Scrimjaw.
And About Time.
Grimjaw.
Anyway, it brings us to one of the stars movies, Martin Freeman, who we've already covered.
We love Martin.
Bilbo Baggins.
But Bilbo Baggins, The Office is Tim Canterbury. Fantastic.
Canterbury Tales.
Yeah, and the Hobbit series as well. Lester Nygaard in Fargo.
Oh,
He's
was
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
unbelievably
Yeah,
good.
great show.
I agree. That is such a good one. And Billy Bob Thornton in that was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
He plays Watson in Sherlock.
Yep. And that's what he's going to do is Watson in Sherlock, and he's in Captain America and Black Panther as Everett Ross as well.
He's really, really good.
Yeah.
He's
awesome.
excellent in everything he's in.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree. He's brilliant.
Excellent. Yeah.
So,
He'd be a good porn actor. He's got
that's
got
the
great
thing.
skills.
Well, he's very. He's a very delicate. He's delicate.
But what's
He's not Rocco Zeffirelli, right? He's the opposite of Rocco. Rocco just wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
But
this guy warms his hands.
He
He's
does.
good.
He warms.
But
his
it wasn't. They couldn't have been filming a porno because you wouldn't have a stand-in for a porno. They must have been filming like a
I think it was
9.5
a real movie.
weeks.
It was a real movie.
Might have been like a Two Moon Junction style. Because
Oh.
if it was a porno, Well, the porno stars don't need
Well, no,
body
they
doubles.
don't. They fix the lighting with their own.
It's like a Top Gun scene where it's in the shadow, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So, have any of you guys been a body double in anything? Morgs, have you been a body double in a movie or anything?
I was a stunt cock once.
See, I'll knock them up.
Yeah.
I'll hit them up.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. And how'd you go, Dan?
Oh, shit house. That porno didn't sell very well.
Laura Linney.
Yep.
Lorenzo's Oil early on in 92. She was in Dave. Primal Fear in 96. Cracking movie.
Great movie. She's
Absolute
great.
Power 97.
Yep.
Good movie. The Truman Show.
Yep.
The Life of David Gale.
We've talked about that a lot
Yep.
on this show.
Mystic River.
Yep.
We've talked about.
Yep.
And Ozark is her pinnacle of late, and she's fantastic
She's
in that.
such a bitch in Ozark.
She breaks
I've
so
still
bad.
not finished Ozark. I'm still
No, I
about-
got to halfway
Yeah.
through season 2, and then
I've got the last set of season 4 or whatever to go.
Yeah, I don't know. Last season, I'm
I have
down.
stalled.
Damo, that's nothing to brag about getting into season 2.
Yeah, got to 2.
It's
It's big for Damo.
great show.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the ending of 5 or the last series, but anyway, yeah,
Okay.
good series. But she was cast in this. Richard Curtis. They auditioned a whole heap of people. Have you got this?
Yeah, it's really good. Tell it. Tell us.
And he kept saying, "I want someone like Laura Linney. I want someone like Laura Linney." And then the casting director eventually snapped and went, "Oh, for fuck's sake, go and get Laura Linney then." So they auditioned her and she got the part.
That'll do it.
She's
Yeah.
she's excellent. She's
She
a
is
great
good.
actress.
Yeah. So
Or actor.
yes. Anyway, there's a whole heap of other actors. I don't know if we need to go further. Unless
No,
anyone you want to mention.
I want to mention the little boy, Brodie-Sangster.
Thomas Brodie-Sangster.
Thomas Brodie-Sangster. You know when you cross a Pomeranian with a husky and you get a Pomsky,
Right.
and these little big black-eyed, little-faced dogs. That kid looked like a Pomsky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see he's.
I know what you're saying.
But that kid, he was also in what I consider the best Netflix show ever, which is The Queen's Gambit. He
That
was
is a great
Benny
show.
Watts.
Yeah. I
That
haven't
is a
watched it
great
yet.
show.
I
He
love
played a bit
that.
of a swordsman, didn't he? He's like a skinny little chess
Yeah.
playing swordsman, but
Yeah,
he still
yeah.
he had a bit of chutzpah.
Yeah. So, but he still kind of looks the same. He doesn't look as much like a Pomsky, but he still looks the same.
Mate, he was in Game of Thrones as well.
Oh, he was Jojen.
He's Jojen Reed.
Jojen Reed. Yes. Yeah.
The only other one is Chiwetel Ejiofor, which is the
Jesse's
Keira-
got the Rick
yeah, Keira
Springfield
Knightley's
story.
Keira Knightley's husband, who's
He's in
great.
12
He's
Years a
heap of
Slave,
stuff too.
yeah.
Like he's in a heap of Marvel stuff now.
He's in
Doctor
heaps of
Strange
Marvel
movies.
stuff. Yeah.
He was in. I think he was in Children of Men as well, or one of those. He's very good.
He was in a movie.
Are we going to
that,
do some
was
Clive
your-
Owen films? Is that what we're going to do? Croupier?
Yeah, Dan. Yeah, it's on the list.
Well, you mentioned Children of Men. I thought we were classing the joint up.
Children of Men's a great movie. It's worth doing. God, it's a
Very
great
good.
movie.
He was in a movie, an autobiography of life.
This will be good.
The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind.
That's your freaking
He was baby teeth. You can be this.
Yeah, okay. Well, Gow's got it all. Gow's like a quadruple threat.
But yeah, no, he's in in Doctor Strange, and as you said, Zed Zachariah in a whole heap of things.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, good actor. In Salt,
With Angelina Jolie.
American Gangster. Yeah. All right.
Actually, I would bring up one more too. I want that Martine McCutcheon, Natalie, and
Bumpy.
I'd like to get Buffalo Bill's opinion because they kept mentioning that she
Oh,
was a
yeah.
bit fat and a bit
Funky thighs.
So
yeah.
Buffalo Bill, are you here?
Is she a great big fat girl?
Right, thank you.
Okay. Okay, move
Yeah,
on.
that was harsh. She's
That's harsh.
She looked great.
Yeah.
She's very pretty. And Gow, she was another one who was quite famous when we lived in the UK together.
She
just
was,
on
yeah.
on our travels.
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus, from EastEnders or something like that.
A lot of
Yeah,
time we
one of
spent
those.
together, just listening to her songs, I guess,
Actually,
in our lounge room there.
I know I'm opening. I know I'm opening a kettle of worms here, but
A kettle of worms.
kettle of worms. A can of fish. It's a can of fish or a kettle of worms. But she lives in Wandsworth. Now, did you guys live in Wandsworth?
We certainly did.
What?
Down the road. Yeah.
Did you interview her?
We're-
What have you got? Tell us.
She lived in the dodgy end, though.
Yeah, we're
we
in the ritzy end.
We were at Earlsfield, which is very close to Wandsworth.
We were near the
Wandsworth
prison.
Prison was
Yeah,
just up the
Wandsworth
road. Yeah,
Prison
right
was
up
just
the
down the
road.
road.
So the prison's in the good end.
Yeah.
Wow.
That just shows how shit the shit end is.
That dodgy end must be terrible. It's like a favela.
Our end was the good end till we moved in.
Yeah, then it was real bad.
The neighbours weren't happy after that.
Okay, so what about movies 2003. I think we did a little bit of that last week, didn't we? Because it was 2002. But
We did, but
Yep.
let's say the gross of this movie was $246.5 million.
that's good.
So
That's amazing for rom-com.
yeah, 59 and a half domestically, 187 internationally. Budget of $45 million. So it's done some big numbers.
That's
Opening
because of
weekend
the
was
size
nearly
of the
7 million.
cast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah. But what did it come in at? It came in at 13 that year in 2003. Now, The Lord of the Rings, Return of the King scooped everything
Oh,
that year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Best picture, best director, best adapted screenplay, best original score, best original song.
And deservedly so. It was
yeah,
it was
got
a
everything.
it was an ode to the previous two movies as well. It was all a bit of a thanks, Peter.
And recommend the extended version too, where you get to see Saruman. Because
The
he's cut
extended
out.
versions are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do go forever though.
I bet it's worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, as you said last week, Whitey, $1.12 billion that made. Finding Nemo came in second with $936 million.
Crazy.
Can you believe that?
That's
How big that is?
huge.
That's
Massive
crazy. Matrix Reloaded next. Don't know how.
Shit house.
Yeah. Well, I know how, because it piggybacked off the back
it
of his first one.
bounced through them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Sean Penn, best actor in Mystic River. Charlize Theron in Monster as Aileen Wuornos.
Oh, yeah, bad
well
head in that.
deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah, she's fantastic in that movie. Tim Robbins in Mystic River, best supporting actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, so heap movie. We went through this. Like Kill Bill was in 2003.
Yep. SWAT for our
SWAT.
for our mate.
Yep.
And Elf.
Elf.
Movie that I liked in that 2003 was Tears of the Sun, at Bruce Willis
It's
one.
a great
Yeah,
movie. It's
yeah,
got
yeah.
Monica Bellucci in
Yeah.
it. It's got Cole Hauser in it too from
Oh,
Yellowstone.
yeah.
It's a great
Rip.
movie.
I,
Tears of the Sun.
I love it.
Great movie. Good pick, Damo. Good pick. And then we get
thanks.
you on here for a reason.
But yeah, so we won't look. We delved in that. We won't go to that. And we did have some music there, but Morgs is
Morgs has taken over music.
Morgs has gone
Yeah.
over.
Yep, that's all right.
So we won't go into the music. There we can punch through.
We've
That's
done it.
okay. All
We've
right.
done
Well, question time. Okay. So, question one: did Hugh Grant really go through a phase as being a sex symbol? Did this happen?
Apparently, it did.
I think he's a good-looking bloke.
Do you?
I do.
Dan, thoughts on the Hugh Grant sex symbol?
I mean, if you are given points for the high level of ladyfolk that you pull, then I don't think they were much higher than Liz Hurley back in the day. So there was something irresistible about him. As I said, I had shit hair like him for a long time, and I did well with the ladies too. So yeah, I reckon he's a good bloke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! Fucking hell. Okay,
Mate, he was a heartthrob. I mean, he
but
was an action man. He was
was
the
he-
foppish, stuttering.
He's not
that
a
everyone
he's not
seemed
a
to love.
male model that's in
No.
a Coke ad or a
he's no Brad Pitt.
He's
Yeah,
not Brad
I'll give you
Pitt.
the tip. He's no Brad Pitt.
no. Well,
I'm going nowhere near Hugh Grant.
no.
Move on.
If that's the bar.
But yes, definitely. Yeah, I'd say I can see why
Pun
people
intended.
do like him. Why a lot of the women do like him.
Yeah,
Down to
okay.
earth, nice guy,
All right,
friendly guy, funny guy.
He's Hugh
Got some
Grant.
moves.
He's Hugh Grant in every movie. So
Yeah.
he's Hugh Grant playing Hugh Grant. Okay, question two, and we alluded to this a little earlier. What's your favourite thread? What's your favourite story? I'll give you the options here. So we've got the Prime Minister and Natalie. We've got the threesome of Peter, which is Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Mark, Ricky Grimes, and Juliet. John and Judy, which is Martin Friedman and
The body
Judy.
doubles. Yep.
Billy Mack and the manager. Liam Neeson, his stepson, and the girl. Or Laura Linney. They're your picks. There's a few here I would just cut out completely.
No, you forgot.
I'm going with Colin Frizzell.
Okay.
I'm going with Colin Frizzell and the three
and
American
the
girls.
Portuguese chick. Yeah, that's
No, you're talking about Colin Firth. Colin Firth,
Yeah.
Morgs.
No.
You're talking about you're talking about
Character Colin.
the ugly English guy.
Yeah, the kid that goes to the US,
Shannon
goes to
Oh,
Milwaukee.
and he gets pulls January Jones and Denise Richards. Yeah.
I forgot to
And the
put.
chick out of Banshees in there as well.
Actually, that's a good one, more because I did forget to put in Colin Firth
Portuguese
and,
one.
and her.
Yeah,
I,
that
that's
is
my
a good
favourite.
one. That is a good
one.
That
that
was
is
the
my
one that
favourite.
made me laugh the most. Yeah, that one.
I love it. I love it when they're talking and they're saying the same things.
Yeah,
That's
Yes.
it.
That's really
clever. Really,
that was
clever.
really
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. But and Damo, anything?
No, definitely the Bill Nye. I mean,
That's
not
good
actually
too. Yeah.
not the love part of the like their mates, but just that every scene was just hilarious.
He steals
bloody
the movie.
funny.
He steals the
Yeah.
movie, mate. He's unreal.
Just
What
funny.
about his jacket at the end?
Yeah.
Looks like he's gonna. Like, he couldn't hug him because he's gonna cut him.
Yeah.
What about the shirt he wears in the studio at the start? That coloured big long thing, and he's sitting in my fingers.
In my finger.
I feel it in my toes.
Christmas is all around me.
I've got his quote.
Come
I've got a
on,
quote for later on.
lady.
Coming up.
Snow.
Save it.
I'll save
Okay, so we're all going something different. You're going Billy Mack.
Yep.
You're going
Colin.
You're going the foursome.
Yep.
Because the
Foursome.
sexy one's coming later. And me and Morgs are going with Colin Firth. Okay, so I take serious umbrage with Rip Grimes.
Yep.
Serious
Yeah.
umbrage here on many levels. First, it's his best mate's wife. Move on, mate. It's game over. Move on. Two,
Rick Grimes would never have done that.
no, Rick Grimes, well, it wasn't. It was John Bernthal that did to him.
Yes, that's
right?
true.
So
Well, to be fair, he was in.
he thought he was
he's
dead. Thought he was dead. But he is just a stalker. That wedding video, the guy's got
Oh, yeah,
serious
that's
problems, right? And she should be bolting out the front door going, you have issues.
Yeah.
Thoughts. I'd love to
Yeah,
hear
like
what you think.
Well, I'm jumping the gun. That's my ugly to film your mate's wife's wedding for your own private video collection.
Mate, that's wank bank stuff.
That's what he's made it for.
Yeah.
But
And he's hid it on the shelf.
But his
He
intentions.
didn't hide it on the shelf. It was in plain view.
Yeah.
But we got to look at his intentions, and that's not what his intentions
Yeah,
were.
that's true.
So his intentions were he just really loved her and he wanted to film her, and that was his intentions. Even though 99% of people would look at the evidence and go, "Holy shit, mate, you are this," but I think his intentions weren't as what people thought. His intentions were good. He just really loved her, and he just couldn't say it to
He
her.
turned up at the door with a radio and a whole heap
The
of notes.
placards.
Yeah.
So
okay, Morgs.
if you're a massive stalker like that, as if you'd leave that video there
Oh, yeah.
right next
Yeah.
to the TV,
Labelled.
you would have a lock drawer like Stencil's old man when he used to keep his porn in. And
They
police
weren't
ran up the
locked.
stairs.
Hang
going,
on.
"Get the
There was
photos
no-
on!" Back in 91.
There was no drawers big enough. There were no drawers big enough to house that collection.
But what
No.
about do you remember I had the old VHS? I had the Pamela Anderson one and I had the Mimi McPherson one.
Yeah.
And I put it with my surf tapes. One was called Why a Mimi and the other one was called Anderson Point.
Yep.
So if anyone looked at that, no one was ever going to look at
Why
my
a
surfing
Mimi?
tapes.
No, but sure, there's like no, but hang on. So the first, then, and this is some
The best.
this is why I mean this is it was like when I found my dad's porn collection as we all stumble across at some stage. He had 2 tapes and it was under World Cup 15. Right? And it was not that. It was Sex
It was
Boat.
Sex Boat. Sex Boat.
It was Sex
Oh,
Boat.
wow.
Yes, Sex
Yeah.
Boat. It got
Hey,
used.
girl,
a
come
lot.
and lick my pussy.
Sex boat.
World Cup 15 radio.
World Cup 15. So anyway, look, serious stalker. Damo,
Yeah.
I'm not copying that he had the other intentions.
It was just a nice.
She
guy.
was dead in 3 months. She died. He murdered her.
He,
and
he
she-
did walk away at the end and said enough.
And
Yeah, so-
I
It was
like
enough
that.
before, man.
Yeah, it
you
was
know,
well more than enough.
But you're right, and he should have not put
Creepy.
it on her because now he's basically put his last.
Yeah, now it's up to
desire
her to
onto
make the decision.
Yes. So it's closure for him, but
Yeah.
it's now.
Now she's
left
like,
in- the
hang
ball's
on.
now in her court. It's like, oh Christ,
I
thanks,
know.
thanks for throwing me under the bus or dropping that hand grenade and then
Yeah.
leaving.
Yeah. And look, and in
Meanwhile,
saying
your
that-
best mate's upstairs.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, that's it for question time. Did you have
That-
anything
that
to
was
add
a
on the
good
stalker?
question.
Yeah. Anything to add on the stalker, Morgs? I didn't think you did.
Do we go to good, bad, and ugly now?
We're going there
Yeah.
now.
Now.
We're sliding there right now.
All
Good,
right,
the
no,
bad,
I'll
the ugly.
revisit. I'll revisit. It's one of my bads. I'd like to revisit.
Yeah,
old
okay.
Andrew Lincoln.
So let's move into good, the bad, the ugly, where we talk about the things that we liked about the movie, the stuff that we thought was a little average, and the stuff that is downright ugly. And I've got a feeling there's something for every category. this
There
week.
is. There
Yep.
is. But we've covered a lot. I think
Yeah.
we might have
We're
covered
gonna-
a few of them.
We'll start with our guest on the good. Damo. What do you got, mate?
Just really, I've got a few, but Billy Mack,
Yeah.
laugh out loud, funny, like
Yeah.
just cacking my head off. The cameo, the Rowan Atkinson cameo, right, with the garnishing the gift and the
Yep.
holly and the cinnamon, like freaking hilarious. I also think the cameo or Claudia Schiffer being in there.
Yeah, it's a bit
But
meta.
that is
for Morgs.
That is, but I remember the old, if Claudia Schiffer married Brains from the Thunderbirds, she'd be Claudia Schiffer Brains. Anyway, that's a really old dad joke. But I loved. Boom. Don't go. Yeah, I'll be here all week. Thank you.
You'll be here for another 40 minutes.
But I did like some of the music choices that came out in this in the show. I loved the Pointer Sisters jump.
Yep.
And R.I.P. to Bonnie Pointer. She died a couple of years ago. And I didn't realise how much I liked that Dido song.
Yep.
What is it? Which one was it? Be Here With You or whatever it's called. I really loved that song.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise, and I've now put it on my playlist on Spotify because I thought, shit, that is a really good song.
Oh, we live to give.
Dido's another one like Keira Knightley. It's a bit of a snaggletooth that could chuck a tennis racket.
Same as Jules.
Same
as Jules. Got that little snorkel out the side.
Yeah, I do too. Oh, look, I got one.
Yeah.
A little snaggletooth-ish. Yeah.
What about you, Gal? What do you got for good?
I've got, same. Bill Nye as Billy Mack. Unreal. Just steals the movie for me. Martin Freeman's sex scenes. We talked about them. They're just the best.
Yeah.
With Just Judy in there, like just making them do that stuff, and then just the talk, like they just talk normally.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they said, "Where did you guys meet?" And they're both like, But yeah, no, they were the ones for me.
Yeah. Excellent. Morgs, what do you got?
I agree wholeheartedly. Billy Mack. So I've actually listed the 4 threads that are my favourite. So Billy Mack's thread, Colin Firth and the Portuguese chick's thread. Hugh Grant, I like the British PM. I like where they have him standing up to Billy Bob Thornton too. I think that's a real nice.
That's great. That was good.
Old Britain, and then the Martin Freeman stuff where he's just watching that relationship go from a strange way to me. Yeah, really good, really good parts of the film.
Because when they kissed, it was so awkward. You know, it was like they'd just been doing absolutely everything.
Yeah,
and then they're sort of just standing there looking at each other, super awkward.
Yeah.
And
all I want for Christmas is you.
And she just moved in, and she moved in on him.
He started it, and then
he pulled away. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Look, I had the ensemble cast, and I think it's quite incredible how they managed to tie everything up. Everyone feels like they get enough screen time. Yep. There's no out-and-out star of the movie. It's such an ensemble piece. It's so brilliantly done. So, Richard Curtis, the director, did an amazing job. I just think it's so well done. And this is what happens when you get actually good actors, even though it's essentially just a rom-com, but it's filled with quality actors.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it elevates it automatically. Yep. There's a couple great scenes like that. We talked about the one with Emma Thompson. She's the heart and soul of the film. But just the ensemble, I think it's great. Yeah. And I agree with everything that you guys have said, but for me, it's the ensemble.
I also think Hugh Grant, I think he was really good in this. I quite like that part. I think he did it really well.
And Hugh Grant is good in everything he does.
Yeah.
But he's Hugh Grant, right?
Mm.
I'd like to see him step outside and be something other than foppish Hugh Grant, which we probably missed that opportunity. Well, he's done The Gentleman just recently, but he wasn't great in that. But
that was a shit film. That's why it wasn't great.
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie has jumped the shark. Like it's
he's
trying to recreate something that's been done 20 years ago, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the bad, and we'll start up on the land there. Dan, what do you got for bad?
Yeah, you guys mentioned Andrew Lincoln, who I agree is excellent in The Walking Dead. But I would say he is the shittest overactor of the whole noughties in his performance in this film. The excruciating scene when he leaves her in his little studio apartment and goes outside and walks forward and back and then does what have I done? That was like watching one of us try and be a Hollywood actor. Like it's like he only just got his lines or something. It was awful, and I thought his whole part and being. I agree, he's nothing more than a stalker then. And if you were going to be stalking on your mate's wife, then you'd be a bit more. You certainly would be a bit more secure with the evidence. But I just thought his part and his performance were complete caca.
It's hard to argue with
sorry, that was my first bad. I've got a couple. The major bad. No, I'm actually going to bump this one up into ugly, so I'm going to park that one.
Okay, leave it. Leave it.
So my bonus bad was when Billy is recording his single at the start.
Yep.
Did you cop at all the backing vocalists?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Braless on the left needed to be running a bra. Gravity was not kind.
They were funny. They were funny. They were a funny shape.
Super weird.
What a keen eye we've all got.
Yeah.
That was in the bottom 1/10 of the screen on the left.
Wasn't a big share of voice of that particular mise en scène, but we all picked it up. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I didn't put it down to bring up, but yeah, good point.
Okay, Damo, what do you got for bad?
Oh, bad. A midweek wedding, shithouse. who the hell does that to save? I just can't stand it.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously
that's
a
some
way
tight
to
ass
save
shit
some.
right there.
Yeah, it is. Yes, I don't like that. The cringe in that wedding when they started singing "All You Need Is Love."
Yeah.
And the band starts coming up out of the seats.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed sitting there cringing like big time. But the other thing that I thought was bad was that Wisconsin storyline. Right, this movie then delved into American Pie, into Porky's, into Tit City High. It did not fit into this movie.
You're right.
It did not fit.
Yeah.
And I went, that was because I don't actually remember really seeing that scene on the TV when I watched it. I thought, is this all new? And I thought, oh, they're going to rob him. They're going to. It's like, no, this is all true. Like, oh, come on, this was Porky's American Pie. Yeah. And there's a photo of Bill
Gow
Nye.
loves Porky's, just by the way, Damo, so you guys can fight that out later.
Yeah, but that's right.
Porky's is Porky's, right?
Yeah,
This wasn't
this
Porky's.
was not Porky's yet. It had that storyline would have fit perfectly in that sort of or Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah, it was
Porgs, like that sort of shit where you're going to do on your own solo podcast.
And it was exactly like that because it was kind of just odd that he was a bit part in it, and then it just went to him going to the US.
It just got out of control. It was like, I'll get stuffed,
Yeah.
and then here's Harriet, and it's like, oh, come off it.
Yeah, please.
It was a bit like the Hugh Grant dancing scene, which didn't serve much purpose. Like, it was funny,
Well-
and I know it's iconic, and it's sort of good. Like, it tells a character, but there was no part to that. Like, there's nothing to that. That's just
Again,
a part.
you've got a 2-hour 20 movie that doesn't need to be 2 hours 20.
He could
Yeah.
have cut
It's a
that out
tight
because it
2 hour.
didn't make any difference to his character.
No, exactly.
But it is iconic in the movie. I get, like people
Hated it. I've got that. So, Gow, what do you got for bad?
My bad. It's sort of one goes into the other. The necklace. We talked about this. The necklace scene with Alan Rickman, like he buying it, and then poor old Emma Thompson in the bedroom, just brutalized by
rough,
that.
man.
And then coming, as we said, coming out and having to try and do the stoic,
Oh, man.
look for the kids. But the other thing was,
As if she didn't have that Joni Mitchell CD already. It's not like she released 50 albums. Like, what the fuck?
But the thing was, he bought that when she's there, and he's trying to scurry it into his pocket with Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah.
And he's buying it while his wife's there with him. Like, I was just like,
Stupid. It's like
Well,
having
it's
the videotape labeled.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
It's like buying the gift for her with your wife there.
who's going to go do that? And go, I'm going to go buy this while my wife's around the corner. Ducked off. Like,
Okay, well, I have for bad, put the fucking mobile on silent. Laura Linney, put the mobile on silent.
Carl.
You've been in love with this guy for 2 years,
With the
7
Xerxes.
months,
Xerxes
3
from
days
300.
and 7 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So old Rodrigo, who's ready to go in his boxes.
Mate, can I just cut ahead?
It's going to be over in 4 minutes.
No, but
just ring him back.
He's a good sort. I thought he might make it into Whitey's Brad Pitt in Quickfire. He's a good looking
let's
dude.
see what happens, Morgs. Let's
hang
see
on.
what happens.
mate,
Chill, brother.
he had a weird body. He had a weird body. No fat on him. It was just weird looking.
Yeah, all these bumps and
I
stuff.
know, and he's just skinny waist.
Lean.
Weird.
But seriously,
I know.
put the phone on silent. Don't answer it just once, right?
Yeah.
He's in a hospital with people watching him.
Yeah.
You're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Right. And anyway, you're going to beat the shit out of her when she turns up anyway. So,
Yeah.
sorry, Laura.
Yeah.
Just
I
once.
Totally agree.
Just it annoyed me.
First call she took. Second call, she didn't need to
Yeah,
say.
move on. Just it's okay. You'll be
Yeah.
fine, bud. You'll be fine.
Yep.
So,
Soon as she mentions the Pope, I'm like, I'm out. Hang up.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. Yeah.
Hang up.
I
Right?
know.
Okay, and I have the Wisconsin storyline. I think it's just it's not needed
Yeah.
at all. Okay, ugly. I'll start with ugly. Gow's mentioned it. The Hugh Grant dancing scene, completely unnecessary. He's a shit dancer, right? He's a shit dancer, and then it ends. It's like, what's the point of it, right?
It's a little feel goodish,
Yeah,
pump you up
is
sort
it
of bit.
though? But like, I don't know.
it is. That's the point.
There's
It's
no
making
point.
a bit of his character a bit, getting to his character a little bit. But he actually didn't even want that in the movie.
I can understand why. Because
he
it's
was
shit.
like, a prime minister wouldn't do this, right?
Yep.
So he didn't really want it, but it's become iconic because of the dance.
So when you heard the music with the Pointer Sisters going, were you going, or were you tapping along? Were you
Oh no,
going,
the music's good.
That's what I mean. But I started tapping along, and I figured, well,
Yeah, but you're a
you know,
dancer.
That's true.
You're already thinking of choreo.
Of my craft.
You're thinking of your craft. You're going, I can use this.
Yeah, I actually was
Yeah,
looking to see if there was
exactly.
anything I can use.
All right, Gow, what do you got for ugly?
We've covered everything.
Okay.
I don't think I need to go anywhere else.
No, it's exactly the same thing with the old story.
I think Dan's got something special for us.
Yeah, I
Give us
bumped one
Dan.
up from bad because it just made me when I had it written down, it actually made me angrier when I saw it. Damo, you mentioned it before, how cringy it is in the chapel when they start the All You Need Is Love song. But what is even more fucked is that the bride and groom don't notice that there's the 30-piece brass band sitting in the pews in the world's tiniest chapel of people they don't even know that have come to their wedding, and they're surprised.
Yes.
And they're in the front row. Guys got people sitting in the front row.
Guy's got a fucking tuba.
Yeah.
Right? You can't hide that.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Surely if you're getting married, you're looking at the front row going, well, who are you?
Yeah.
Who are 4 people?
And what's that giant bag? Oh, it's a tuba. And a
Who's
cello.
the guy singing the song?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Is he supposed to be someone famous?
He must be.
He's not famous. I looked at his name, never heard of him.
But I think he's like, ugh.
But real cheesy, smiley singer too.
Yeah.
I was a full wedding singer. Pure, actually, I suppose.
Mate, I would have much preferred John Lovitz to get up there and go, oh, it's ladies' night.
Oh, what a night.
Shaka Khan.
Or the Dan
way
Band,
better.
for God's sake.
Oh, yeah.
The Dan Band. How good.
All right. Yeah, good one, Morgs. That is bad. That's seriously cringeworthy stuff, that wedding. So now we're moving into, and while you're on fire, Morgs, let's move into quick fire.
Yes, quick
Hit us
fire.
with it, Morgs.
Fast becoming my new third favourite segment of mine. Damo, if you're not used to it, I'll explain it. But we just go
I've heard it.
Oh, okay, nice one. If you've heard it before. So first category is That's Not a Knife, for a scene that is passed over into popular culture from this film. Any that stand out for you boys?
What's the dance?
The dance is the only one, yeah.
Tenuous
Which
link.
dance?
Yeah.
Hugh
Grant's
Grant
dance.
dance.
I would not say these days, but I reckon for a few years after, there's a few people doing that dance.
And also
when that music comes
and also
on.
the bloody fucking Rick Grimes with his cardboard.
Oh yeah, the cardboard. Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
That's the one I had. Yeah. So I think I've seen the cardboard one recreated by a million F-wits when they're trying to
Food's here.
be romantic. And I'm just having my food delivered. So you guys talk amongst yourselves. But yeah, Damo, any for you?
No, couldn't think of anything.
Righto. Hey, Derek,
Walk like-
Spreckensy Dick for the biggest, the shittest character, or the one that you just think, what a knob in the film. I got a couple. What do you guys got?
I got Colin. He shits me.
Colin, the young Colin.
The young kid.
Yeah, young Colin. He annoys me.
Colin, the sex machine.
Yes, Colin the sex machine. Yes.
Yeah.
I'd go for Colin Firth's brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he is a
he's
shit. Yeah. That's a good one, Damo. I hadn't thought of that. I mean,
and you know, and I've got another one actually. Colin's mate. His mate that's trying to talk him out of going. Shut up, mate. Just let him go.
he's Debbie Downer, isn't he? He's just
I'm like,
full
shit, mate. Who gives a shit? Let him have his delusions of grandeur.
That's
and
it.
guess what, mate? He rooted through up birds. He's like Gow in the 90s, right? Just let him go.
Just let him have at it.
Mate, people have got to travel, mate. They've got to travel and have their adventures, what?
Yeah, it's serving's the sauce. Right?
Other notable mentions was, of course, Andrew Lincoln craving after your mate's wife, and the long neck bird that goes after Alan Rickman as well. She's pretty shit.
She's evil.
I like it.
Yeah.
Jennifer Jason Leigh in Backdraft for an actor that thinks they're in some other movie, not Love Actually. Anyone that jumped out for you boys?
I was a bit disappointed at first with Liam Neeson when he sort of broke down. It just looked to me like he was acting for it. He got better, but at first I thought he was pretty ordinary at first. And I just kept thinking of Taken. I just kept thinking of something else.
Especially when he picks up the phone.
It's like if he's not killing someone, it's just like, well, who's
Move
this
on.
bloke?
It's a very tame role for him, isn't it? Very too tame. Yeah, too tame.
Yeah, I'd maybe go. Is it Maya, Alan Rickman's mistress? She's probably the one that seems to be. It doesn't have that feel. The movie doesn't have that feel for her to be spreading her legs in work and all this kind of stuff. Like,
she's way too forward too early, isn't she?
I think,
she's way too forward.
And like, let's be honest, he's got to be 30 years older than her.
Yes.
And so, like, she can do way better than Alan
I
Rickman.
think she was 31 when
She was a
filmed
big
that.
Gruber fan.
Oh.
Big Hans Gruber fan.
Well, she was born in Dusseldorf. She's German.
There you go.
Heike
There we go.
McCutcheon.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Nice. Ripley running for the worst showing of athletic prowess, a la Ripley in Aliens, the movie. Anything jump out for you guys? I think there's an obvious one.
There is Colin Firth. When the papers go flying when he's doing the writing, and he tries to jump over the little fence, and he can't get his legs over, and then falls over it. He's just got to throw his legs over. It's horrible.
Yes.
Horrible.
I would say too, when the brother tried to hit Laura Linney, it looked like a chicken trying to hit you with a wing. Yeah, it just looked like this real Gumby sort of.
Mate,
It's like, what was that, mate?
She didn't have to be Bruce Lee to block it. let's just say that.
No, it did. It looked stupid.
I would have
Wasn't a
accepted
people's elbow.
Would have accepted Hugh Grant's dancing as well, but yes,
I was going to throw. I'd throw Hugh
Yeah.
Grant's dance in there.
Yeah.
He's
No,
shocking.
I think that's a great one, Gow. Robot Sentries, again, from the magnificent director's cut of Aliens, an additional scene that tells you a lot about how much shit they're actually in. Any scenes you wanted to see from this film that we didn't know enough about?
I have 100% got one. This is where I alluded to earlier.
Go,
so,
Damo.
Heike McCutcheon, who there was two scenes of her in her bedroom. One, she stripped off into the red lingerie.
Yeah.
If you look behind her, her bed's made. In the next scene, when she strips off and she puts the necklace around her, the bed behind her is all messy.
Continuity errors, Damo.
No. But this is in the next scene when she's got the necklace, which means she's just shagged Alan Rickman. So and so I would have liked to have actually seen her fully starkers, full bonk scene, 5 minutes worth, and that's what I reckon we should have had.
The most outstanding answer we've had in Quickfire so far. Well done, Damo.
Nice work.
Yeah,
But it would have actually then, because you never knew if Alan Rickman kind of took it to the next level. But
Take it
to the winner. But that was the whole point of having the bed made and the bed unmade to prove that yes, he's been there.
They just alluded to it. Yeah,
Yes.
we needed some more.
But I need to see it. I need to see her.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
Excellent.
More
I'd
to the
calling-
point.
Be calling Curtis and getting that added to the director's director cut. Last but not least, Whitey's Brad Pitt for the actor that you would most like to have a special cuddle with. Boys, go for it.
I'm going with Damo's one. I'm going with
Heike McCutcheon.
Is the name Maya in the movie?
Mia. Yep.
Mia in the movie. Either.
Martine McCutcheon looks good in this movie.
Yeah,
I'm with you, Gow. I think Martine McCutcheon's a standout for me.
I had a bit of a thing for Keira Knightley at a stage, but I'd be afraid.
She needs a feed.
Have to be very careful. She needs a feed.
Yeah, but I'd go Mia. But then at the end they throw in Shannon Elizabeth and Denise Richards.
Yes.
That's true.
January Jones.
Elisha Cuthbert. They throw them in. But I would still go for Mia. Yep.
That's a strong quartet of Colin ladies. So
Yeah.
we may have fucked that one up, but anyway, great. That's quick fire for this week. Excellent, boys. Well done.
Nice work, Morgs.
Let's move into Listen to This, where we talk about. We've actually covered quite a lot of this as we've gone
we
through.
have.
But Gow, what do you got for Listen to This?
I've got, speaking of all those girls, Chris Marshall, who played Colin, actually returned. Well, this might be a story, but it's alleged he returned his paycheck for that scene because he had such a great time doing it for 21 takes that he's like, I don't need to be paid for this when they're all undressing him for all that time. Yeah,
it's a fair call.
The other one I had was that Keira Knightley was only 5 years older than Thomas Brodie-Sangster when this movie was made, which is pretty frightening.
So he was a little boy and she's married.
She's getting married.
And there's a 4 or 5 year gap between them.
Yeah. Damo, you got anything?
But listen to this. Emma Thompson's crying scene was real. She was at that particular stage in her life broken up with Kenneth Branagh, who had just cheated on her with Helena Bonham Carter. So her actual own private sort of feelings came out in that scene.
Oh, wow.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
And one more thing, the song Love Is All Around was originally done by the Trogs in the 60s, the band from, like Wild Thing. So then it was done by Wet, Wet, Wet.
Wet, Wet.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Laura Linney herself wished that she didn't pick the phone up.
Oh, yeah.
So even herself, she wished her character, because obviously she wanted to go all the way with old Rodrigo. And also, obviously, we've touched on Andrew Lincoln not being happy with his character, thinking he was a bit stalky. But the lake that Colin Firth and the girl, her name is Lucia Moniz, that was actually only 18 inches deep. They had to be on their
Had
knees.
to flop around in it.
And there was a massive mosquito plague, and Colin Firth got bitten and was actually quite sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one about Laura Linney is that she was filming Mystic River at the same time. So she had to crisscross the Atlantic. She flew across a few times because they was filming both sort of,
kept you busy.
Yeah. So tough work.
She had a nice little boob shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, totally surprised me. It's like, what? Yep.
And it's find it odd that in that scene that she's just pulling everything back up. Like, you've gotten that far.
Yeah, but she's talking to your brother on the phone.
Yeah, good point. Oh.
Fair enough.
Is that, and what was that, Morgs?
Okay, Morgs, you got anything?
Yes,
This is your favourite
I've
section.
got one this week because Purple's got up me for not getting involved in fucking all the shit
Good work,
segments that aren't mine. So, yeah, this movie's already been remade 3 times. Do you guys know where and what the name of the films were?
No. Shoot.
So the first is an Indian remake called A Tribute to Love, which was an unofficial remake in the Hindi language. The second was Poland, took a turn with a film called Letters to St. Nicholas, obviously Christmas film. And then the most recent was actually done in Japan, which in English is called It All Began When I Met You, which borrows the concept and also the film's poster layout. So there you go. Shove that up your ass, perps.
Yeah, what's it in Japanese though? Because I remember before when you said ring, you said ringu. You're able to do it now.
It all began when I met you. We'll probably have to cut that bit out.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can do that. Okay, all right.
Eating Morgs.
Okay, well done. So we've done 1 degree of Quickly Down Under, which Damo got early on.
Damo, another
I was pretty quick.
Now,
my hand was on the buzzer.
You what's his name from Soul
Tony
Centric?
Barber.
Tony Barber. There we go. Tony Barber. I dug pretty deep for 1 degree of Kurt Russell. Couldn't find one.
Yeah, I had a look, couldn't find it.
And I'm sure Morgs didn't. So there's no 1 degree of Kurt Russell, which I think is weird because there's some big names.
Yeah. There's a big cast in here.
Billy Bob, you'd think it'd be somewhere.
Billy Bob did nothing. Billy Bob did nothing with Kurt, which is a shame. They'd be a good duo, I reckon. Okay, so let's move into quotables. And look, again, there's not a heap of quotables, and you've already mentioned one.
Mate, all of mine, I got 4, and they're all Billy Mack.
Yep.
And the higher kids,
they're all going to be all of ours.
Yeah,
So
don't buy drugs. Become a pop star, and they give you them for free.
Yeah, very good.
The other one was when he's singing the song at the start. This is shit, isn't it? Yep, solid gold shit, maestro.
Yep.
And from the first, and the yes I do Antor deck. That was awesome.
That was very good.
But the other one was the start scene when he stuffs up the song.
Oh God!
And he goes, "Oh fuck, wank bugger, shitting ass, head and hole."
Yeah.
He did have it all, but the other one in the radio interview, who was the best shag you've ever had? Britney Spears. And he goes, only joking, she was rubbish.
Yeah.
He's just the best.
Yeah, he's very good. He's very, very good in this movie. I don't think there's much else. I had the higher kids one. Again, it's there's not a lot of quotes in this film. It's more monologues and.
But there are funny little bits, like when you talk about that more the Portuguese storyline.
That's great.
When they're all walking and
all the subtitles are fantastic.
That's right. And the proposal's gone from being a marriage proposal to she's going to be a slave to this guy's going to come and kill her. And someone's going, oh, cool. Yeah. Like, it just the way that it evolved was hilarious.
Brilliant.
Also, I think we didn't mention in Bad is when she takes the cup off the manuscript and it all flies into the water.
Yeah.
He would not be like that.
Oh, don't worry about it.
He
Don't
would
worry
be
about
a
it.
rage.
But again, like Emma Thompson's character,
sloppy.
that is so British. Like to be apologising for that chick, obviously fucked it up. It was completely her fault. But he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." It's just well done, Brits.
No, I'm blaming him. I'm blaming him.
To be fair to her point, who does that?
Yeah, exactly.
Who sits out in the wind with typewritten notes under a coffee cup?
Well, there was no wind either.
Oh.
Like when you look at it, like there was a gale for that split second, and then there was no wind.
Yeah. It was a freak. It was a freak storm.
What was that movie of your life? Yeah, that was going to say.
Okay, well done. So Morgs is on the block again here, and it's his number one go-to segment, Film School.
For F-wits.
Yes,
take it away, Dan.
Fellow F-wits, Merry Christmas. It's getting to the end of the year, and this film, whilst we have categorised it as a Christmas film, it is and can be labelled as divisive because some of the characters that we don't necessarily love and some of the threads that were in there, a la Andrew Lincoln being a fucking stalker and a bit of a weird cat and an overactor, it's definitely can be accused of schmaltziness and a bit on the nose with the script and a little cliched in some areas. So I wanted to compare it to some other films over the last 20 years that I've noted that have a bit of a polarising response from critics and audiences. So I'm going to go through 7 of the most divisive films, or my most divisive films, the last 20 years. And you guys jump in with your thoughts on the films that I go through as I go through them. The first one was by a Mexican director, which you'd know well, Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu, who most recently has done The Revenant, which itself is, I think, a divisive
the
film.
bear one. Yeah, very divisive.
Yeah. But he's also 21 Grams was a good film. Babel and Beautiful, also excellent. But Birdman, starring Michael Keaton. So 2014, a black comedy drama featuring Michael Keaton, Zach Galifianakis, Edward Norton, appearances by Emma Stone and Naomi Watts as well. Probably most noted, and what I love most about it is because it's shot as if it's filmed in one continuous take. So technically, it's a brilliant film to watch. But it definitely is a film that is, I guess, audiences have either gelled with or haven't gelled with at the time. Personally, it sits in that I really enjoy the film and I could watch it again, no problem. What do you guys think of Birdman?
Didn't rate it. Michael Keaton won Academy Award for it, didn't he?
It did. People think completely overrated because of the Academy Award.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I was not a fan. I've watched it once.
No. Have you seen it, Gav?
No.
Okay, I think.
No, I don't think I have. I don't think I have. But I do remember not hearing good things about it. So the fact that it won an Academy Award. I don't have much on that.
Look, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's definitely worth a watch. I think Edward Norton's great in it, and Michael Keaton's really good. It's all about Michael Keaton's ego and his alter ego, and it's definitely quirky. But I think if you're looking for something to watch, it's definitely worth watching. And let us know what you think about it on all the usual social channels. MySpace is my preferred method. But the second film I wanted to talk about was another favourite director of mine, which I think you guys think is a bit of a snooze, but Richard Linklater. So obviously started out with Dazed and Confused, which is another one I'll be doing a solo pod on one of these days. Also known for all the Before movies with Ethan Hawke, Before Sunrise, Before Midnight. Everybody Wants Some, which I think is shit hot, but isn't really about much. It's about his times in baseball. Yeah, I just saw Whitey flex his head, and that again, they're divisive film. He's a divisive filmmaker, but
I'm not a big Linklater guy.
No, I think you are or you aren't. I am.
Yeah.
Boyhood, a 2014 film about the story of Mason, a 6-year-old from Texas, and his dysfunctional family. Now, what was really interesting, if you haven't seen this film, it was actually shot over a 10-year period. So rather than actors playing different ages or changing out actors for different time periods, they started filming this in 2002 and finished it in 2013. So, which is just unheard of in films. So what happens is you actually watch this boy, but it's about boy, and you watch this boy grow from age. I think it's in the film it's from age 8 through to 18-ish. And I think it's excellent. It's really interesting, but I think probably more for me from a technical aspect of thinking how the fuck did you get all those actors together over a 10-year period at the same time and film that? And again, it's Ethan Hawke in there and Patricia Arquette. So, Whitey, you've seen Boyhood. What's your thoughts on it?
Oh, I think it's a masterpiece of filmmaking, having taken a decade to film. I don't mind that. That's probably one of the few that I have watched that I didn't feel like turning off after about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
He did School of Rock as well.
He did.
That's his best film.
That's a good
Did you say that, Morg? Sorry.
Yeah. He did Bernie.
He did A Scanner Darkly?
Yeah, Scanner Darkly, Bernie, which is another film that is
Bernie's
divisive,
good.
but
Bernie's very,
really
very good.
Yeah. So, anyway, like Love Actually, definitely thought of as divisive. Another one,
Bernie.
Boys, I'll get through it a bit.
So did Meathead did Bernie as well.
Alfonso Cuarón, another Academy Award winner. In fact, this one won 7, including Best Director. But Gravity, which is the 2013 sci-fi thriller, Sandra Bullock, George Clooney. Straight up, I thought this was technically adept, but I was a little underwhelmed by this one. And winning 7 Academy Awards, I thought was probably a little over the top. Again, boys, thoughts?
Did you see Gravity in the cinema?
That's probably what made it not a big experience for me. No, I didn't.
So I saw Gravity in the cinema, and that year it was the first Planet of the Apes and Gravity, and they were the two best things I saw in the cinema that year. Gravity was immense in the cinema. The sound, it was quality. I saw it in 3D. It was really, really good.
I saw it in 3D?
Really enjoyed Gravity.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it in 3D. It was
had that
really, really
moment
good.
there.
It did. It was right around 3D. It was one of the best 3Ds after Avatar, probably the next best 3D. It was excellent in the cinema. Loved it.
Nice. All
Doesn't
right.
have the same sway. Doesn't have the same sway on your home TV. It might be better for you on the 75 anyhow, Dan, but
yeah, I've
definitely wouldn't have been very good on a 36er.
I've upgraded the home cinema, so I might give it another go. But moving along, this one for Gow and Damo to get involved. We've loved. Obviously, this is a story dear to our hearts that has been completely fucked over the years. But this was probably one of the better ones. So Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Of all of the since Disney's taken over Lucasfilm, for me, this is perhaps the only one that they've got right. I really enjoyed this film. Ben Mendelsohn, we talked about a couple of weeks ago, was awesome Krennic in this one, and I think that not Diego Luna. What's the name of the? Forrest Whitaker's in it as well. What's the name of the?
Felicity Jones.
That's it, Felicity Jones. I think is awesome in this, and it was great to see a female lead because I, for one, think it's great when we do get to see a female lead leading out a massive film like that. But Gow, what do you think of Rogue One?
Okay, not yeah. I've gone a little bit off a lot of the Star Wars of recent years, so I liked it. I'm neither here nor there with it. I think it was good, but I'm not jumping up and down about it.
Yeah,
Jimmy Smits is in it. That's good.
I think it. The second time I watched it, I really loved it. I watched it first and thought it was okay, but the second time I watched it, I went, shit, actually, this is really good, and by far the best of the post third or episode 6. Like by far the best Star Wars.
This could be the third best Star Wars film made. Rogue
Wow.
One. Oh, it has to be 4.
Wow. High praise. Why do you need to do a few 15 seconds on this? That's high praise.
I'm actually doing a rate the Star Wars, all the Star Wars. That'll be coming soon on YouTube, but it's either goes 4-5 or 5-4. Then it either goes 3 or Rogue One.
Possibly.
And then I think that Return of the Jedi comes after those two. So I think the top five is 4-5, 5-4, Rogue One, 3, then Return of the Jedi. I think that's the top 5. My top 5.
No, that's not bad.
That's hard to argue.
Not bad, top 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that on any given day I could flip Return of the Jedi with Revenge of the Sith, and that's only just from because I love the original trilogy, but Revenge of the Sith is actually a really good Star Wars film.
I like Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, good movie.
I wouldn't break the Holy Trilogy. No way.
Yeah, it's hard, but I think if you're thinking about the third Return of the Jedi, although it is a great movie, that's the one where I think George Lucas started to think about the merchandise.
Ewoks.
Yeah, he started thinking about the merchandise, started thinking about the kids, and whereas Rogue One, it's a serious fucking film, man. Like it's great. I really think it's excellent.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway,
I'm definitely on that side for Rogue One, but Gout, completely understand your disdain with a lot of what's been spat out of the Disney studio with the Star Wars theme. I'll wrap it up quickly. So the others I had were Joker, the 2019 flick with Joaquin Phoenix. So personally, I enjoyed it. This is an interesting one for you, Whitey. I'll just very quickly, The Hateful Eight, so it comes up a lot as maybe a misstep by Quentin Tarantino. I know your thoughts on it. I know my thoughts on it. Damo, I'd be interested to hear what you think about The Hateful Eight.
I haven't seen it.
There you go.
I fucked that one up. We should have
done it. Have you seen it,
Yeah,
we saw it at the movies together.
Yeah, we saw it. I like it, but I don't know. It goes right down the Quentin Tarantino hole, doesn't it? Like
I love The Hateful Eight.
Yeah,
I love it. It's so good. It's so clever.
It's very clever. I just think it just There's
I
a
didn't
lot,
like
there's
it.
a lot of violence,
I
a lot of stuff that he just throws into it.
I walked out of the cinema going meh, and then upon revisiting it a few times, it's almost it's one of his best. It really is. I love it a lot.
Well, there you go. This is why it's divisive.
Yeah, exactly.
Good work, Hawks. I agree with you, Whitey. Last one. This one, very close to my heart. Definitely Whitey. I think Gow would dig it as well. Don't know about you, Damo, but did Ridley Scott revive or ruin the Alien franchise with Prometheus? Prometheus.
I was so excited to see it. I think it was okay. Only okay, but just I suppose disappointed because it wasn't as good as Aliens. or Alien.
Yeah.
My answer lies in the fact that I haven't seen it. That's
Yeah.
going to tell you all you need to know.
Well, there's two of them, wasn't there? Was there two Prometheus or Prometheus?
There's
one?
Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Oh, that right. Yeah.
Okay,
That's the
so
second one, yeah.
my issues with Prometheus stem from the fact that we were very, very similar to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where I think we were sold a dud bill of goods with Prometheus. So we were sold the fact that this was going to be an alien.
Jumped on the back of it.
This was going to be an alien prequel. We were going to learn about the xenomorph, about how it was made, and it was 5 generations before the xenomorph, and we got to hear about the guys that the architects or whatever they're called. But man, give me an alien movie. Like I enjoy it. I enjoy it because I think it's not a bad movie. If it was a standalone film and not saying it's an alien movie, yeah. But
so it's just a cash grab, or really? They
Oh,
just
no,
jumped
it wasn't.
on the,
No,
they just jumped on the train and gone on.
No, he thought
no,
it.
I don't think so. I think Ridley Scott had grand plans for this.
Same, yeah.
And it's sort of flopped. I don't think it's not a bad movie.
It's okay, yeah.
It's not a bad movie, but it's just not. I expected more. I really did. I was let down. And it's quite similar to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where I actually went in there thinking it was one thing. And when I watched it in the cinema, I was like, oh, I'm actually not enjoying this. And then upon reflection, watching it again, it's freaking amazing because I know what the movie's about now. But I went in thinking it was a Charles Manson movie and it wasn't.
But doesn't with Prometheus, doesn't it make you think that he's either got a contract or he's given a whole heap of money for this? You go, well, we'll make it because we can.
Yeah, for sure.
As opposed to this is going to be something great that I really, really want to do.
They could have very easily done an Alien prequel in that movie and had it run straight into Alien, and it would have been way better instead of having to think, well, there's 4 movies until we get to Alien.
And I think that was his plan. I think he wanted to continue to make them after Alien Covenant. But yeah, I agree. A misstep, a shame, an interesting movie, but definitely didn't do justice to the franchise. So yeah, I think divisive for sure. So look, that's the 7 that I was able to think up. You get a bonus one, but you guys don't get to comment on. And that's Avatar from 2009, which is a fucking piece of shit. And we'll just move on. So thank you. That's Film School for F-Wit.
Avatar is not a piece of shit. Avatar is a technical wonder.
Sully.
And the second one is out, and I can't wait to review it. The whole team's going to review
it.
The whole team's going to review it next week. Aren't they, Dan?
My review's already in. You just heard it. But anyway.
That's
All
a
right.
definite
Well
15-seconder for that
Well
one.
done, Dan. I'm loving the renewed vigor in your voice and in your interest in the podcast. It's
I always
amazing.
like my segment.
Absolutely. So now we're moving into Stan Bush kick-ass credit song, which is probably the best segment of the show. And this week, it's the G-Man with the mic. Very interested to hear what you got for us for Love Actually.
Well, running off Morgs' tune a little bit from last week.
Oh, Eat the
we
Rich.
changed it up.
Right.
We changed it up a little. This song is called So Many Stories.
Oh.
Now, we didn't get to this, and I thought we might have got to it earlier. There were 9 different stories in this. Richard Curtis wanted 14.
Oh,
Originally, there were
Wow.
14, and a few left out. Can you imagine that movie?
Really?
It was 2 hours and 20?
220.
With 9
like
of
a
them.
bunch of skits. It'd be like
Yeah.
there'd be like
About the goodies.
2 Ronnies. Yeah,
The
or something.
goodies.
Yes.
Hale and Pace.
Yes. So anyway, so many stories. Give me a second, because I'm trying to get the tune back in my head now.
We'll give you a bit.
This is the best bit. This is I can see Gow. This
No,
is
I'm trying to get the tune back in because I'm trying not to go. I'm trying not to do.
Yeah.
You got a song.
Gow. Can I record it?
No, it's not that funny.
Yeah, but you performing it is amazing. Okay, here we
All
go.
right, here we go.
Matt Gowan, whatever the name of the song is.
So many stories.
Here we go.
Well, everyone wants some love in old London town. 9 totally different angles. There's plenty of stories getting around. The PM's is due to status. Firth a language he can't speak. Rick Grimes is just a creepy stalking video recorder freak. And Billy Mack's chasing singles, just ends up getting nude. Emma Thompson wants a necklace, but just gets royally screwed. And Tim from The Office is on the pool on a nude shoot. And poor old Laura Lee, well, she just can't get a root. So many stories. Who do you screw to get a Chuck Picky down? So many stories. Make sure it's Natalie, not Divine Brown. So many stories. Colin hit the jackpot with 3 chicks. So many stories. Little Sammy tried using drumsticks. So many stories.
Yeah, so many stories.
Oh, well done.
I think you covered them all.
Yeah, that's
Did you
a,
cover them all?
that's
No, I
a
didn't
new
get to-
high point. For
Oh, there's
me.
no
High point.
Portuguese. Yeah.
No, no, it was Firthy, but not the Portuguese.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
It actually had a really good melody. I
that's
didn't
Eat the
mind
Rich.
it.
That was
It's
Eat the
Eat the
Rich
Rich
by
by
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith.
Yeah, that was quite good.
Well done, Gal. That was excellent.
And it kept in time too. Like I was my beat, and you were actually.
He's a
Mate,
savant.
Mate, I'm the songbird of our generation.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
You're like a cross of Fergie and Jesus. Okay.
Right now.
Well done, Gal. So many
Excellent.
stories. It's a
Excellent,
hit.
Gal.
An absolute hit. Let's move into Star of the Show. And we're going to
Guilty
start
with the
our
stories.
Guilty as charged with the stories.
With so many stories.
Okay, so we're going to start Star of the Show with our guest Damo. Star of the Show, mate.
Bill Nye.
Yep.
Straight out. Every scene, I laughed. Really laughed.
Yep. Dan, what about you? Star of the
Done.
Show.
Billy Nye for me. Brilliant.
Yep. Gal.
I think that the 4 quotes I had were his 4 quotes gives that away.
Yep.
We're all in the grants.
Okay,
there.
I'm Bill Nye, the science guy.
The science guy. Yep.
That knucklehead.
So well done, Bill Nye. Elevates what could be a run-of-the-mill movie to something that is just slightly above
How
run-of-the-mill.
old do you reckon he was when he filmed it?
70.
I think he's 50-something.
52.
Yeah.
He looks so old.
Exactly. That's
No.
what I thought. He looked like some old bloke.
He's 52 because I saw something today that he's 72. He was in something today, just came
It's
up.
incredible
Yeah.
how old he
He's
is.
20 years ago.
It's like he's had a tough life.
Yeah, absolutely. It's art. It's art. It's life imitating art. He looks 100. Okay, look, let's slide into the rank bank. We're going to give our ratings for this, and obviously there's 4 of us rating tonight. And this one was a bit difficult, so because there's not a lot of stuff we can do. So here's my 4 that I've come up with: stalky best friends, horny presidents, terrible Christmas songs, and awkward office romances. So anyone got anything else we can maybe throw in there?
What about Ban Chong's?
Off topic, but excellent.
Look, we might give Ban Chong's a miss this time.
Okay,
but anything else? Dan, you got anything you
Just
think?
Bullshit weddings was the only thing that sprang to mind.
Midweek wedding.
Midweek,
Actually,
yeah, midweek weddings.
Midweek weddings is pretty good. Gal?
No, not really.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
US 4 ways.
Actually, I'll tell you what.
I'll take that.
might do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going US 4 ways.
Yeah.
Well done, Gal.
Wisconsin.
The US
Milwaukee.
4 ways give the nod.
Colin's a pig in his own country. Virgin living inside London. Well done. Okay, so we're going to start with Dan on the land for our ratings. And what are you giving? How many US 4 ways are you giving Love Actually?
Look, it's going to get confusing because I'm giving it 3 US 4 ways. I revisit this every year without fail. I watch it with my wife on Christmas Eve. It's a flawed movie. I get really bored in some of the storylines, as I did when I rewatched it for this. But I'll watch it every year from until eternity, until something else comes along better that I can suck a bit of time up on Christmas Eve. So yeah, 3 US 4 ways for me.
Okay, well played. And Gow, what about you? How many US 4 ways?
3.25
Okay.
US 4 ways.
I like that. 3.25. Hang on, I'm just adding it in. I'm now having problems putting numbers in the spreadsheet. Okay.
I was going to go 3, but then I just,
Yeah,
I just wanted to help you out.
Thanks, Gow. Wanker. Briefcase Mong. Okay, so Damo, what about you? How many US 4 ways are you giving Love Actually?
I am going to give this 3.25 as well. I think the movie provided a really fun and heartwarming denouement on many of its love stories.
Well done.
So the reason why I had to say that was because I got a phone call during the week from France, as I normally do.
Yeah.
Big fan of Born to Watch, ex-tennis star Guy Forget gave me a call. He said, I really love the way you say denouement. Try and bring it up somewhere in the show. So that's why I've done it.
Thanks, Guy.
Yeah.
Guy to us.
Oh,
Aussie.
Guy forget.
Say no more.
Guy forget.
Yeah.
Oh, Guy forget. Okay, so I too am giving Love Actually 3.25 US 4 ways. And so I'm going to just hit sort on the spreadsheet so that Gow can, this is riveting podcasting.
I'm going to say it's about a 3.06. Oh, 3.18.
Okay. Thanks for giving it away.
Oh,
Okay, so Gal, where does Love Actually sit in the pantheon
round it up.
of?
Yeah, it's rounded. It's come in at 3.1 or 3.19. We'll round up 3.19 US four ways. Now that puts it into 26th spot, right below Tremors at 3.25 Land Sharks, and above The Golden Child at 2.5 Argenti Daggers. So 26 out of 30. This is our 30th episode.
Yeah, 31st episode, actually, it is,
31st?
because we've done two.
Oh, we did two,
We did
that's
two
right.
Mavericks. Okay, so yeah, look through. It's right down the bottom, isn't it?
Yep.
So this is why we don't do female-centric movies, I guess.
Well, mate, it's above The Lost Boys. It's above The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
It's above Golden Child. It's above Bloodsport and Roadhouse.
Yeah, okay.
So
I think that sits quite well. Dan, you happy with that?
No, I'd have Lost Boys and Roadhouse above this for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have Roadhouse. I watched that again. I just.
So Morgs, that's interesting you say that, because you gave this 3, but you gave Bloodsport and Roadhouse 2. So this is why we have the rank bank, so we can hold each other accountable.
That was early on though when Morgs was very harsh.
Emotional ranks.
Yeah. No, Morgs was very harsh early on. He was cutting a sway through some of those.
He
movies.
was actually.
Yeah.
I've recalibrated.
He was making a stand.
I was a bit salty. Now I have about seven categories that I do that I don't talk about on the pod that gets me to my point. And one of them is enjoyable cinematic experience, which is hard to quantify, but that is more so than probably when I watched them originally. And can I stop talking now?
Yeah, excellent. So what are we watching, boys? We'll start with the guest. Watching anything?
I watched Rollerball.
The original with James Caan?
Yeah, I didn't realise. I thought it was a sports movie until I realised it's actually this dystopian world. It's like in 1984 where the corporates rule. The corporates tell you where to live, who to marry, what to do. So they created that game to show that the individual is useless. You know, you need to be part of the corporate, and that's why when Jonathan E started to be this standout in the game, that's when they realized they needed to take him out. So they changed all the rules and no penalties. And I was like, I can't believe, I thought this was a sports rollerball gladiator sort of movie, but it wasn't. It was this 1984 style movie, and I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's a really good movie.
It's a bit long and a bit slow in bits.
What got you onto that, Dana? Why'd you?
I just happened to scrolling through Plex, and I will say too, I also watched Two Moon Junction. Jeez, that's good.
How good's Two Moon Junction?
Did we talk about that? I think we talked about that.
Yeah, with
recently.
Richard Tyson.
Richard Tyson.
Richard Tyson. Oh, mate, yeah.
Mate, he gets his wang out quite a bit.
Sexy film.
And not only that, I do remember seeing it on the TV, and there was they had drawn a wicker chair.
Yes, I remember
on
that.
the screen over
cover
Sherilyn Fenn when she was nude.
Right, at Two Moon Junction at the end.
Yeah, mate. She was a 50 out of 10.
Yeah, great sort.
Look, and I could never. I remember back in the day when I watched it first, I thought, how can a girl this good looking be, getting all the gear off and everything? It was like, whoa,
That's how.
holy crap, yeah,
She went on to Twin Peaks after that.
yeah, that's right.
She did?
Was she Laura Palmer?
No, she was the what's her name? Horn Sharp, the hotel owner, the daughter, and on Twin Peaks, Angelo Badalamenti, the composer for Twin Peaks, died this week. There you go.
R.I.P. Angelo.
Yeah, Angelo. Quality soundtrack for Twin Peaks.
I've been watching. We talked about this in the last episode. Watching Mystery Road. Finished the first series. Awesome. Started the second series. Only got halfway through episode 1 so far. I think it sort of jumped the shark a little bit. I don't know if his character became a little bit too grumpy, but mate, I'll keep going with it.
Keep going. Yeah, it's good.
Okay. It just seemed a little bit more full on than the first one, straight off the bat. So.
Yep. What about you, Dan?
I revisited Hell or High Water, Taylor Sheridan bit
Great
from
movie.
about 2019. Yeah, excellent. I enjoyed it. Hadn't seen it for a while. Watched it again. Fantastic. Check it out. F-Wits.
That's Chris
Pine and Ben Foster.
Ben Foster's a great actor, isn't he?
Very good.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Okay, I finished Welcome to Wrexham this week.
Okay.
It's taken a little bit of time to get there.
Right.
I hadn't finished it. I hadn't realised that I had 2 episodes to go, so finished that. That's great.
Really enjoyable.
Really worth watching. Yeah, really good. He's got to be one of the just greatest fellas on planet Earth, that Ryan Reynolds.
He's definitely pretty likable. I hope he's got a small wizard.
Yeah, he is,
There's
isn't he?
something wrong with him.
Yeah.
No, I think he doesn't. I think Blake
Funny
would,
bloke.
Yeah, it just seems like he'd be a legend fella to hang around with. that final episode where he's got Will Ferrell in the box, he's got David Beckham in the box, he's got all these stars in the box.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's really good.
When the other bloke, Rob McEnany, when they score and he hugs Reynolds, not his missus.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's really good.
Anyway, you had
really
to be
good.
there. Fuck off.
We're not giving anything away here.
I was worried that we were getting into some bad land there.
Okay, well, look, that about wraps it up for our Christmas special. From the team here at Born to Watch, we wish you all a very Merry Christmas for 2022, and we will be back bigger and better, and we're not having any time off, so we're just cruising through because we're here. We're here for you. We live to give. We'd love to thank Damo for his guest appearance on our Christmas party of sorts. Again, brought the heat. Very good.
No probs, and looking forward to having a shower after the podcast.
Can't wait for the liquid soap.
Yeah.
Great work, Nudge. Or who are you now?
Troy McClure.
Troy McClure. Great work,
this
Troy
week.
McClure.
Yeah.
Troy McClure. Now, our movie for next week still going on the left field Christmas movies, which this one will come out after Christmas, but we might as well keep going. And we're visiting an actor we've already done before on the podcast. Oh, Mel.
What the heck was that?
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. Can't wait for that one.
It's going to be a good one.
Straight after Christmas.
Yeah, straight after Christmas, we're going to run with Lethal
Is that
Weapon.
rounding out our Christmas special?
That will be it. That'll be our triumvirate of left field Christmas films. Lethal Weapon, Mel, Gary Busey.
Yeah,
one of the great villains. Can't wait to get all over Lethal Weapon. Amanda Huntsucker, and away we go.
She died right at the beginning.
She does. She jumps off.
Freckly chest.
Yeah. Glad that's what Dan's remembered. So anyway, we will see you. Have a lovely Christmas. Thanks for dealing with us for the last 6 months. And anyway, from me, it's catch you later.
See you, everybody. Have a great Christmas. We'll catch you after.
I invoke Lick Your Nacho if I see any of you.
Well, okay. And thanks, and I'm going to go enjoy that shower.
Okay. See you guys. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Born to Watch. To join us on our journey into some of our favourite movies of all time, you can find us on all good podcast networks like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you like what you hear, give us a 5-star review and share with your friends.